What's going on, everybody? This is Blake again with another video. I know I've been MIA for the past couple weeks, but I've only got one video, so I just want to get on here and wish everybody who is a mom a very special Happy Mother's Day. I know it's a couple days late, but better late than never. I had some things to do, so I wasn't able to get on here. Anyway, I just want to get on and talk about this absolute horrible officiating that we're witnessing. Apologize if I look around. I'm in a parking lot right now. Anyway, so first I want to talk about the Dillon Brooks situation. Dillon Brooks, I don't think he meant to hurt Gary Payton. I really don't. But that doesn't matter to anybody but Gary Payton and Dillon Brooks. So I'm sure they talked it out. I don't know. I'm not inside those locker rooms, but Dillon Brooks, I wouldn't call him a dirty player. Excuse me. It might have been a little bit of a dirty play, but I wouldn't call him a dirty player. I'd never heard of him going out of his way to hurt people. I mean, he's a fairly young player, so, and I don't know his history or anything. I literally only found out about him through the Memphis Grizzlies, so I don't think he got thrown out of ejected from the game 2 minutes and 52 seconds into the game, and I mean I think that was the right call. I really do, but to suspend him for an additional game after he already basically got suspended for a game because he got ejected, I think that's ridiculous. To me, okay, here's my idea, and I'll probably come out with a later video at some point to because I've got a bunch of ideas. But if I was NBA commissioner for a year or something like that, to make some rule changes. But anyway, that particular play, I really think he only got suspended because of the injury, and I don't know. That was a ridiculous suspension in my opinion. He basically got suspended for the game anyway. He literally was ejected from the game 3 minutes into the ball game, and I think that's enough at most. And here's my idea: do it like college football. And for those of you who may not know, basically make it like a targeting penalty. So basically, what a targeting is you hit somebody in the helmet, you get thrown out if there's deemed any malicious intent by it, which a lot of times there is. Sometimes there isn't, but anyway, so if there's a play that somebody gets ejected for the game, he was ejected 3 minutes into the ball game, you suspend him for that game and the first quarter of the next game. And then he can sub in the second quarter, kind of like the targeting penalty. If you're ejected in the second half, you're suspended for the first half of the next game. Or if you're ejected in the first half, you just sit out the game and it's done. So that's my idea. But anyway, yeah, Dillon Brooks, I think he only got suspended because of the injury to Gary Payton. Anyway, moving on to the Chris Paul game 4, excuse me. The Chris Paul, when he got his sixth foul on some absolute BS, if you ask me. Cause two of his four of them, I could see where the referees were going with it, but two of them, one was on his fourth foul, which was whenever he went to try to get a tip in against Luka, and Luka just fell and he got the foul call, which don't get me wrong, that's a Chris Paul special right there. I've watched Chris Paul as long as he's been in the NBA. He's been doing that for a long time. Just because he's so small, he can normally get those calls. But Luka did the same thing that Chris Paul did, and it's kind of just desserts because Chris Paul does that all the time. He gets foul calls, and one of them, I didn't see it. I didn't see what they meant, but once they explained it, I kind of got it. Like it was the Trae Young special, so to speak. Whenever you get in front of a defender, stop your dribble, and then they just run into you. I do kind of agree with that as an offensive foul. Like if you do that, then you initiate the contact. You shouldn't you shouldn't be getting fouled. That's just my opinion. But the one against Luka, I just think that was two guys going for a rebound, bumping into each other inadvertently, and Luka fell and he got the foul call. So that is what it is. Didn't agree with it, but whatever. And then the last one was one of the absolute softest fouls I've seen in recent memory. Chris Paul was going against Jalen Brunson. He had his hands straight up, and he had his hands straight up. Jalen Brunson misses his shot, gets his own rebound, and then Chris Paul kind of like barely taps his arm, his right arm, his non-shooting arm, while he's going up to try to get the shot, and he gets a foul call on that. Absolutely disagree on that one. Like, that's one of the softest fouls I've seen in recent memory. I've been hit harder than that playing in church, for goodness sake. Like, I've been hit way harder. You can ask anybody I've played with, like, and I mean, I don't call those fouls, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. He should have only had... Now, he could have picked up his next foul, and I think they were down by 10 points at that point. Maybe a little bit less, but... yeah, that was an absolute ridiculous call, if you ask me. And maybe he picked it up another minute into it. I don't know. And to be honest, Phoenix probably still loses that game. But anyway, that's it for that rant. And by the way, the one whenever Giannis tried to block Jason Tatum's attempt, if the one against Dillon Brooks is a flagrant 2, I think that deserves at least a flagrant 1, just because he did make contact to his head area. That, by the letter of the law, I think that should have been a flagrant 1. Especially if Dillon Brooks got a flagrant 2 and a suspension. Like, that needs... I want more consistency. That's it. If they can get together and decide this is a flagrant 1, this is a flagrant 2, and they need to outline all the criteria for those things, which they kind of have, but it's also very subjective. It's basically whatever the referee deems is unnecessary contact. But anyway, I'm getting tired of it. Look, I'm 26 years old. I grew up early 2000s watching basketball. It wasn't as physical as like the 80s and 90s, but it wasn't this soft, and I'm really getting tired of it. Basketball, contrary to prior belief, basketball is a contact sport. It is. Like, there's a lot of contact that goes on, and these soft fouls are really annoying me. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this rant. I just wanted to talk about these soft fouls and the inconsistency. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and to all the mothers out there, again, very happy Mother's Day. My mom's Yvonne, Kim, Carrie, and Jackie. I love you all. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.